Drugs. See your girl in the park. System overload.
This is Shamali, and you're watching Full Time MMA. Don't be a bagel biting bagel bitch boy, bagel bitch back.
What's going on, full-time family? It is time to start the show, and why is nothing on this motherfucking screen? Somebody explain, because it should be. Alright, family, 1 second, because something's clearly not on the screen that should be in the middle, but what's going on, everybody? So we're going to start the show off, and while I figure this out, I guess you won't be able to see it for a second, but you'll be able to hear it. We're going to start the show off with UFC 230, Cormier versus Lewis, Fat Devil, the Rap Devil remix. Let's go, while I figure this out. Somebody grab him some chicken. This fucking guy is fat. How the fuck he gonna beat me? And Volkov just put this guy on his back. I hope you know no one is scared of you, especially not DC. And you can call me Daniel Cormier or Double Chips. You know you cannot beat me. And yeah, I'm talking to Lewis. If you want to scrap, we can do this. I know that you're black. I know you're a beast. I know that you're fat and you're stupid. I'm back on my bullshit and lacking my cool. At UFC 230, I'll spaz on this fool. He's not gonna beat me because he's lacking the tools. This nigga can't breathe when he's splashing the pool. No cardio, hope. And it's probably gonna show when I take him down and I beat him up, because that's all that I know. They call me Daniel Cormier. I'm coming to defend my title. If he think that he can beat me, then this motherfucker's psycho. Bitch, I'm gone. I'm sick of your bad back and you're still fat. Let's talk about it. I'm sick of you being black and wearing MAGA hats. Let's talk about it. I'm sick of you getting smashed and then coming back. Let's talk about it. Or we can get dirty at UFC 230 and you can get sparked about it. I'm sick of your bad back and you're still fat. Let's talk about it. I'm sick of you being black and wearing MAGA hats. Let's talk about it. I'm sick of you getting smashed and then coming back. Let's talk about it. Or we can get dirty at UFC 230 and you can get sparked about it. Alright, full-time family, so there's something wrong with this thing, so we're gonna have to do a workaround. For some reason, there's something going on with this broadcasting thing. It's not letting me put the screen up, so we're gonna work around it by adding one of these. And right there. Now, we will have to fit it to the screen. And this should work. Alright, right? That working? Alright, family. Alright. We got the motherfucking workaround. You want to fuck it up, but you know what? We've turned into a damn streaming wizard by this point, full-time family. So what is going on? Salute to everybody. That was the motherfucking Fat Devil. Rap Devil. Yo, Forward said I should call it Fat Devil, but I had already made it, or I would have. That was pretty fucking hilarious. So salute to the family. We got a lot to talk about, but we got some time today. I was just listening to the coach's show, CSH Combat Sports. Salute to the coach. I was listening to his show before this. And that's why the Where's Rose Namajunas is on the end, because he gave his thoughts on the topic, and I think it's a good time to bring up the question, and I want to give my thoughts on the topic as well, because I think it might be misconstrued a little bit out there. I understand where Rose is coming from, actually. A lot of people might think I'm like on Jessica Andrade's side a little too much, but I'm going to present my fair point on that, but at the end of the show. So salute to the coach. But with that being said, we got a lot to talk about before that, and then at the end of the show, we'll get a panel going before I got to get to work today. Bellator 207 is tonight. I won't be able to do a fight companion because I got work, but we will be doing a fight companion for Bellator 208 tomorrow. Fedor versus Sonnen. Tonight's going to be Bader versus Mitrione. Dude, we're going to have like if Bader wins, Darth Bader versus Fedor. If Fedor wins, they're both the favorites. Fedor versus Bader. That's already a mouthful. So with that being said, we got some temporary suspensions being given out to McGregor and Khabib. But first, let's give some shout outs to the full-time family that's in the building. Pinhead says, "Sup, boys? Not much going on, Pinhead. Mr. Perfect 2005. Yo. We live, full-time fam. Trollbuster, we in this bitch. Alicia Miller, what's going on? And still, Khabib time. Hashtag smash Lesnar. We're going to get into that. It's going to be a battle, says. It's a beautiful Friday morning. What's up, full-time fam? Yeah, it's a little rainy outside where I'm at, but it's a fucking great day. It's also payday for me, so let's motherfucking go. Jordan Walsh, I got to pay my rent. It's just like late, but also, I'm about to pay off my payday loan soon, y'all. It's a motherfucking great Friday. Jordan Walsh says, full-time greater than MGK. Yeah, MGK. I thought you. Yeah, I'll say MGK, UFC Yankovic, but not Eminem, of course. Troll Buster says, thumbs up, people, for the ones that are here. Yeah, if you're finished biting your bagels, do your boy a favor. Don't be a baby back bagel biting bitch boy. Hit the thumbs up button. It would be much appreciated. There's some background music. Let's put that shit on. Let's make this shit sound more interesting. Rap of the Year says Arpit Singh. Yo, I appreciate it. I'm hoping to get that remastered by Stockton Slaps, and if we do, it's going to be a motherfucking party. We're going to have to try and share it to where Daniel Cormier actually hears it or something. Weezen336 says, thank God Bellator is free on TV this time. At least I think it is. Yeah, both of the cards this week. It's a doubleheader. Tonight it's free Bellator. Tomorrow's free Bellator. Hi, everybody, says Coco Butt. Friday night, just got paid. Let's motherfucking go. Same here, brother. I gotta go handle some shit right after work with that. Much love, guys, says Forward. What's going on, Forward? Hopefully we'll get a panel going on later. We don't got too many topics and we got some time. So if you guys want to get your thoughts off, we'll get the full-time family on the panel at the end of the show. Let's get the show officially started. Get to talking about this news. We got some fun stuff to talk about. Now, this sounds a lot worse than it is. Both McGregor and Khabib were given temporary suspensions, but it's just until their Nevada Athletic Commission meeting, and that's at October 24th. So it's about 12 days from now. So for the next 12 days at least, they're suspended. But with that being said, we'll see what happens on that October 24th. That is going to be a big day. We'll probably hear the fines for Khabib, you know, what they're going to do with his purse. Right now they're withholding his $2 million purse. If there's going to be any suspensions levied, possibly. Khabib jumped in the octagon. Conor McGregor fired the shot at the dude on the cage, and Chael Sonnen is defending that, which is actually the next topic. Yo, I think there's something to this. Chael Sonnen, I'm a big fan of Chael Sonnen. He's defending McGregor a lot here, and then you know what I'm saying? Like the first time he came out, I don't think he had all the evidence. He didn't see McGregor throw the first punch, and so his reaction was a little skewed. It was a first reaction, like a lot of us missed the first. You didn't see Conor throwing the punch. What you saw was Khabib flying like a fucking eagle into the cage, or out of the cage. And then we saw the thing that stood out was McGregor getting hit from the blind side, bing, 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 getting sucker punched. So everyone was like, yo, what the fuck? McGregor got jumped. Khabib jumped out of the octagon. McGregor, like, that's fucked up. You know, he took away from your win here. Now McGregor's looking like a fucking, you know, he's the innocent one. Even no one's thinking about him just getting submitted in the 4th round. They're thinking about the wild shit y'all just did. What are y'all doing? But then even after Chael saw the video of McGregor throwing the first punch, she says, you guys that think he wasn't right for doing that can shove it up your ass. Now at the end, I'm going to tell you why I think there's something to this. This is why I love Chael Sonnen, though. He's sticking to his point. He's doubling down, and this is his point. And I see where he's coming from. He's saying, if you're in a fight with someone, of course you throw the fucking first punch. If someone's within arm's distance of you, of course you throw the first punch. Yeah, if they're coming at you, bro. But we've pointed out multiple times on our show, we have no reason to believe that guy had any intent toward McGregor. He was going to get to Khabib. He wasn't looking at McGregor. He wasn't coming to fight McGregor. Even the next guy that came in wasn't looking to do anything to McGregor until he heard what happened. The other dude pointed to McGregor. But Chael Sonnen is completely right. You remember whenever Vanderlei came at him and he's like, yo, I can't let you get close to me. I can't let you get close to me. And Vanderlei was walking to him, and Chael fucking took him down on The Ultimate Fighter. You're completely right. If you think somebody's going to harm you, then yeah, you do throw the first punch. And so maybe that is a defense for McGregor if he thought somebody was going to harm him there. But I don't think anybody was about to harm McGregor. I don't think any of them motherfuckers were coming at McGregor. And I don't think... Now... But this is what Chael had to say. He said, first up, they can shove it up their ass. So he's talking to me. Well, me and all the other people that believe McGregor shouldn't have threw that first punch. I don't think he should have, because I don't think that dude was doing shit to McGregor. But he says, the whole thing was created by some wimp somewhere about the other guy has to throw the first punch. If you're engaging me aggressively and I let you within arm's reach, if I I'm a sucker if I allow you to throw the first punch. The first thing you do is remember this. If your dads weren't smart enough to tell you, or if you learned how to fight from your moms or from your wimpy teachers in your liberal school district, you don't let somebody get within an arm's reach of you when they got that look in their eye. Just keep them back. And if they break the distance, you always hit them first. Now, I didn't see the look in that guy's eye, for one. You know what I'm saying? So, he said, if you're engaging me aggressively. Now, McGregor, maybe that's a good defense for him, right? If the shit, it's not going to go to court, no charges were pressed. But if he says, yo, I thought that motherfucker was about to attack me. All right, I hear you. But now, this is what I want to say about Chael's defense. I think Chael's a little biased, you guys. Not because he's a big McGregor fan, but because he's about to be fighting fucking Fedor. Chael's about to be fighting fucking Fedor this weekend, guys. Another Russian fighter. By defending McGregor, you can only imagine everybody that's a Khabib fan is going to be pissed at Sonnen. And Chael Sonnen, how has he sold fights for so fucking long? Pissing people off, selling tickets. So, he does have a really good point here, but yeah, he might be a little biased. He's fighting Fedor. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Chael's a pretty fucking smart guy. A really fucking smart guy. I think he knows what he's doing here. So, I fuck with Chael. He says, Conor McGregor, who I am not a defender of, was where he was supposed to be, doing what he was supposed to do. He was a licensed fighter, followed the unified rule, which says, in front of everything else, you protect yourself at all times. He gets up on that cage and is confronted by somebody who is not licensed to be there and is not supposed to be there. He's doing what he's supposed to do, and a melee has broken out. Whoa. Where does doing what you're supposed to do involve jumping on the fence? And oh, by the way, the commission or somebody in a fucking red coat pulled McGregor down. It wasn't a Russian that was looking to assault him. It was them telling him, Conor, come back. What are you doing? Conor. Another dude was going to potentially de-escalate the situation and get Khabib back. But Conor, I hear where Chael's coming from. Conor could have thought, well, shit, if I can't get over the fence, I'm not about to let him go jump at my team. He could have, because Conor don't know if that dude's going to de-escalate the situation. Conor don't know if that dude's going to fucking help Khabib in the brawl. That dude could be going to aid Khabib and fight Dillon Danis or his coaches. So maybe he's like, well, shit, if I can't get over the fence, motherfucker, boom, try and take you out before you get to my squad. To be fair. So I can kind of see why Conor would have threw the first punch. But that also is what I believe started the brawl in the cage. So, hey, it is what it is. And Chael says Conor has every reasonable right to throw at him, and he did not start the fight. Khabib had flown over the octagon and threw a jumping kick into Dillon Danis. So first off, your facts were wrong that Conor threw the first punch. That's factually incorrect. Well, actually, that's factually correct because Khabib threw a kick. So if you want to be you know what I'm saying, technical, factual, Conor threw the first punch. Okay, you guys get what I'm doing there. That's really, that's the reality. And if you ask me, I'm getting hate on social media, then I hate you right back, and you can shove it up your ass because that's what happened. I fucking love Chael, dog, regardless of all of that shit, whether we disagree on that point or not. And oh, and by the way, he has his stance on that, but look, he's continuing to kind of mock Khabib a little bit here. You sign Eddie Alvarez or I quit. Because Khabib recently came out and said, if you fire my boy, I quit. So he's mocking Khabib a little bit here. Maybe poking at some people a little bit. You know? Like I said, he's fighting Fedor this weekend. He's mocking Khabib. He's defending McGregor. Maybe there's something to that. I don't know. I think Chael's a pretty smart guy. So, but yeah, he said, sign Eddie Alvarez. I quit. We know Eddie Alvarez is a free agent. One is being looked at as a front runner to sign Eddie Alvarez. Michael Chandler resigned with Bellator, though. So if Bellator can get Eddie Alvarez, that's a fight we all want to see. Dude, Bellator, I think they need to put... Don't let one take Eddie Alvarez from you, Bellator. Don't let motherfucking one take Eddie Alvarez from you, Bellator. You got Michael Chandler, dog. You got the first piece of the puzzle. You're already doing your best job in trying to come up on the UFC. You got Gegard, you got Rory, you got the heavyweight Grand Prix, you got the welterweight Grand Prix, you got fucking Lyoto Machida, Rafael motherfucking Lovato Jr. You got a lot of these good ass fighters in Bellator. Get Eddie Alvarez. Gotta fight with pay this man. Pay this man. Cash him out. You're going to make money in return. Sign this dude. Book him versus Chandler. Put that shit on a fucking pay-per-view. Make your money back. Because I'm telling you right now, people are buying it. But you got to stack it. You have to stack the card. Stack the card. Put Chandler and Alvarez on there. And people are buying that shit. You will get your money back. Cash Eddie Alvarez out. Then you got a fucking legitimate UFC former lightweight champion. You could argue one of the best in the world. Yeah, he got knocked out by Dustin Poirier, but Poirier's a fucking savage. But he fought McGregor. He fucking was the lightweight champion. He's a big name. Casual fans know who Eddie Alvarez is. Because everybody watched UFC 205. So he's got a big name. Everyone wants to see him fight Michael Chandler. I mean, there's a lot of other lightweights that Eddie Alvarez could beat a lot of those guys. And so he could for sure. I mean, I just think it's a fucking... You have to do it. I don't know how much one's willing to offer Eddie Alvarez. I'm sure Eddie Alvarez is going to go with the most money possible. But, yo, if you're Bellator, I'm matching any motherfucking offer. We got Chandler. We need Alvarez. So we'll see where that goes. Chael Sonnen says, and if you don't sign him, he quits. Now, I think he's joking there. But with that being said, Khabib. Oh, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect this. Now, and you know what? Okay, listen what Khabib took to Twitter to say. He said, WWE asked me to jump inside. What do you guys think? Hashtag smash Lesnar. Hashtag fake fights. And I get this for, like, anybody else. I don't want to be too critical of Khabib on this point, but it's just not how I envision Khabib, right? I don't envision him doing the shit for the money. I envision him liking smashing guys and proving he's the best in the world. I envision Khabib fighting Tony Ferguson, potentially Kevin Lee in the future, rematching McGregor. I've had my mind set on stone cold motherfucking Khabib, 27-0, UFC fighter. He's not in it for the money. So, to go to the WWE for me, that kind of is just like, what? Why? You don't do it for the money. Maybe you're a fan. I know Daniel Cormier is a big fan of the fucking WWE. Cain Velasquez trains with AKA. He might be going to the WWE, so I get it. Maybe if it's an offer you can't refuse, right? He just fought McGregor for fucking $2 million, and that's getting held up. He probably got pay-per-view points on that, I'm sure, so he made a lot more than that. But what I'm saying is, if the WWE, I guess, offers you like $20 million, something you can't refuse, I guess. But I just don't look at Khabib as someone that does it for the money. And honestly, when people go to the WWE, it seems like it's when their careers are closer to the end. Ronda Rousey got knocked out twice. She went to the WWE. Cain Velasquez having a lot of fucking injury problems. He's looking at potentially going to the WWE. You know what I'm saying? There's been talk of Jon Jones going to the WWE. He's at it. So, I don't know. I just didn't fucking put Khabib and WWE together in my head before this tweet. So, I was like, what the fuck? What? Why? No. But, hey, you can't hate a man for getting paid. If they're going to offer, the UFC, you can argue the UFC when it comes to other sports. Their top fighters don't get paid as much as the other top athletes of the sports, right? Yeah, Conor McGregor made $50 million. You know what I'm saying? That's unheard of. That's insane. That's Conor McGregor. No one else is close. Khabib probably didn't make that, So I could see the WWE competing with him on the money tip, and maybe that's what it is. So you can't hate on that if they're like, yo, Khabib versus Lesnar. We've got a plan. Ronda Rousey comes out. She helps you. You fucking smash Khabib. Yeah. Kimura, I don't even know like how he would do it. It's not like Khabib's gonna come out there and like talk a bunch of shit on the mic. You don't have too many angles you can run with Khabib, right? Like fucking he's gonna be the fucking smash this guy. I smash this guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna really just be talking a whole lot of shit on the mic. So I don't know. But hey, get the bag. And his teammates have definitely flirted with it. DC, Cain Velasquez. So hey, it is what it is. But not for me, man. Not for my money. I want to see fucking Khabib fight Ferguson next. Then I want to see Khabib fight potentially Conor. If Conor forgets to fight in the meantime. Like, if Khabib fights Ferguson next and McGregor fights, like, Diaz next. What if they did that on the same card? You guys want to fucking... Oh, my Lord. Stop it. I better shut the fuck up, man. What? I'm over here breaking records, you guys. What the fuck? You want to break a new record? New record. Put motherfucking Khabib versus Ferguson. Holy shit. McGregor versus Diaz on the same motherfucking card. You guys. I'm going to say it one more time. Put motherfreaking Khabib versus Ferguson 5, even though they've never fought. And by the way, just in case Khabib or Ferguson don't make it, McGregor's there full camp to step up and fight for that motherfucking title. Ready. Ready. Put Khabib versus Ferguson and McGregor versus Diaz on the same motherfucking card. 4 million buys, 5 million buys. We're selling pay-per-views like motherfucking hotcakes at the homeless shelter for free. Even though you ain't selling them because for the free 99. The free 99. Alright, guys. Sorry, that just dawned on me. Speaking of Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is saying he's got a solution to Khabib's teammate drama. Fire me. Tony Time all day says third eye first. We might have to get an intermission and play Tony Time on that one. Because I don't know what the fuck Nate Diaz is talking about right here. I need someone to translate. Who speaks Diaz? Because I don't understand. Is it a joke? Do I not understand Nate Diaz's sense of humor? Maybe there's something to this. Dana White, please let Khabib's dumbass friend stay in the UFC. Fire me. It will be better this way. I think it's more fair that way. Is he a poet? Does he want out of his contract? Maybe he wants out of his contract? Maybe that's what he's saying here. I think that's what it is. Yeah, I'm not 100% on. Someone's gonna have to translate that for me, maybe in an interview or something. But fire me. It will be better this way. I think it's more fair that way. Like, is it poetry? I'm not sure, guys, but it is what it is. Nate Diaz is not staying on the card. A month's notice. Dustin Poirier pulled out of the fight. Injury. He didn't pull out. He was injured. First time Dustin Poirier's ever had to pull out of a fight. But shit, if Nate Diaz wasn't such a big name, I'm sure the UFC would fire his ass. But now they're not going to let you out of here. They're not going to let him out of his contract. That's not serious. But maybe he wants out of his contract. Maybe that's what this translates into, I think. If we put this shit in Google Translator, I think what it means is I want the fuck out of my contract. I'm not happy with where I'm at. What do you want to do? Go to Bellator? I don't know. Boxing, maybe? It is what it is. We'll see what happens with Nate Diaz. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really give a flying fluke. He's off the card, man. We got Cormier versus Lewis. And speaking of, since we got our screen back, it's time for an intermission of the show, full-time family. This is like a fucking radio show, right? So, in the meantime, instead of a simp segment, it's Tony time, bitches. Let's pull it up. Y'all ready? I think we're starting to get some classics, full-time family. Between Tony Time and Fat Devil.
Yeah, they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me.
Yeah.
It's Tony Time, bitch, I don't care who's fucking with me. Staying away from tiramisu's a struggle for Khabib. You don't wanna fight, you wanna cuddle with me. My elbows are knives and I'ma cut you with these.
Yeah.
I don't really give a fuck who's with me. If this fat fuck will make weights a big mystery. If you were smart, then you would probably pick me. To submit Khabib at UFC 223. To submit Pettis at UFC 229.
Tony Time.
Tony Time. I knock out, sometimes I choke. I might be the lightweight GOAT.
Yeah.
If my leg didn't get broke, would've probably beat Khabib. Then moved up and fought with Lee.
Yeah.
Either wait for GSP.
You don't wanna mess with me, bitch. Tony Time. Tony Time.
I knock out, sometimes I choke.
I might be the lightweight GOAT. Alright, one more song, man. What were we just talking about? Oh yeah, UFC 230. Diaz versus motherfucking Poirier was supposed to be going down. You know what? That's what we're gonna play.
first off, fuck Nick Diaz and fuck you, Nate. East side, when we ride, come equipped to bang. You claim to be a fighter, but don't fucking fight. You puff on fat joints, sit and stuff your pipe. I'm an American top team, training hard as shit. Nathan Diaz and the Scrap Pack are some mark-ass bitches. I'm throwing punches up in bunches at your grill. Keep them coming, cause I'm gunning for the kill. You know the deal. Nick Diaz, where's your girl? I heard you beat her. Maybe you're fighting her cause you can't buy a win in the UFC. And Gilbert Melendez currently riding a 4-fight losing streak. Y'all got Cesar Gracie fight team in these streets looking weak. I let you niggas know that it's beef for life, then let the east side ride tonight. Scrap Pack murdered on wax deceased. Fuck with me and get your ass beat. Grab your Glocks when you see the diamond. Call your squad when you see the diamond. When I rock you, bitch, I'm coming for the finish. UFC 230, Nate Diaz gon' get it. Nigga, I hit him up.
Don't worry, Diaz coming back. Yo, Chris Crooks, chill.
Get out the way, yo, get out the way, yo. Dustin Poirier's nuts just dropped, yo. You got the fucking nerve to talk about my brother and his girl. So at UFC 230, I'ma fuck up your whole world. Is it Poirier or Poirier? Cause I ain't never heard of ya. Chokes and slap attacks when I'm serving ya. It's Nate, it ain't Gaethje. No, you can't break me. I broke Michael Johnson and he had your face aching. And I broke McGregor, they both almost knocked your head off. The only way that you can fuck with me is if I fell off. And if I was baked, but since that ain't the case, at UFC 230, bitch, I'm starting slapping your face. I hit him up.
Yo, we are definitely doing a panel at the end of the show, you guys. 100%. We got time today. I had to wake up early, take my girl to work because she had a double shift. So I'm up early in time for the panel and to get to work on time. What is up, family? Says MMA Buds. What's going on, MMA Buds? And then I also see Stamina MC said, yo, full time. You see, I tried to get you a little shine. Yo, motherfucking salute to Stamina MC coming through big time with the verified check mark on Twitter, sharing the song to mother. I saw that, bro. You know that stands out. Whatever you, I was like, he probably watched it because you shared that for me, Stamina. So thanks for sharing that on Twitter. I think it was the Poirier versus Diaz rap. I think on the tweet that Dustin right here, this tweet. I'm pretty sure that Stamina MC shared the song and he was like, yo, I heard your song or something. So salute to Stamina MC for retweeting that song and sharing it with the Diamond. I definitely saw that. That's super fucking dope and much appreciated. Stamina MC coming through with the motherfucking verified and shit. John Doe, what is Dustin's injury? I don't know, man. I don't know 100%. It's a small setback. Small setbacks happen. I'm flying out to LA next week to get a second opinion on my injury, and I'll have an idea of where I can return to compete. I can't wait to get back into the octagon. Thank you for all the support. So, with that being said, man, I want to talk about this really fast. Let's pull up the UFC rankings. And also, we'll talk about maybe, I'm sure Nate Diaz isn't going to rebook with Dustin Poirier. It seemed like he was waiting to get the fuck out of that fight. So I'm sure he's not going to rebook. It's not on Madison Square Garden. It's not for a title. It's not 165. Nate probably ain't going to be back. Oh, yeah, he said he's waiting on Khabib. So if Khabib gets a 6-month suspension, you can expect Nate to be out for 6 months. And then after Khabib comes back and says, what the fuck do you think I would fight you for? I'm fighting Ferguson. Nate'll be like, man, fuck you guys. I'm fucking going to ride bikes. And then it'll be going on like 3 years. I hope Nate fights sooner rather than later because the Diaz brothers are not looking good out here in these UFC fan streets. But with that being said, let's look at the lightweight division because I don't think we can expect, and his ranking dropped. Nate's down to rank number 10 now. Hopefully he takes a fight to get that back up, man. We'll see what happens. But with that being said, who can Poirier now fight next? Let's see. Ferguson might fight Khabib. You could have McGregor versus Diaz. And so, but I mean, Poirier versus McGregor, I think that would be a fight we would all love to see. I mean, as a fan, I'm looking at Poirier versus McGregor. It would be a rematch. It would be fucking awesome. I would love to see that. But I just don't know if McGregor's team wants that fight right now because it's not a blockbuster mega fucking hit. You know what I'm saying? It's not a blockbuster mega hit, Poirier. But if Khabib fights Ferguson, you can have McGregor Poirier 2 on the same card if Diaz don't want the smoke on that card. But Poirier versus, nope, Lee just got booked to fight Iaquinta. Poirier versus Barboza. There'd be a stand-up fight for Barboza too. He's been having to fight these fucking wrestlers. So Poirier versus Barboza Maybe that for Dustin Poirier, because he's going to be looking to get back sooner rather than later if it's a small injury. But that's the end of my thoughts on Poirier. Okay, forward says Poirier versus the winner of Lee versus Iaquinta. Yeah, if he's out for a while, that'd be cool because Lee and Iaquinta are fighting at the end of the year. So, yeah, that'd be a good matchup for him. That'd be a good matchup too. The winner of Lee Iaquinta, I'd like to see that for sure. But I want to talk about the female strawweight champion, Thug Rose Namajunas. I wish I had a round of applause. You know, everybody round of applause. We all love Rose Namajunas. She dethroned Joanna Jędrzejczyk, knocked her out in the first fight. After dethroning Michelle Waterson. Okay, I'm not going to troll. But Rose Namajunas came back. So, man, I don't even know how to, because I'm trying to be real fair on this topic. Okay. So Rose Namajunas came back after she knocked out Rose Namajunas in the first round. What was it? About 5 months later. She came back about 5 months later and she fought Joanna. So Rose took about 5 months off, you know what I'm saying, as the champion after she knocked out Joanna. You know, she's the champion, rightfully so. That happens a lot of the times. People win the belt, and even if they won by knockout, you know, sometimes they take some time off, especially if you're a new champion. People like to promote themselves. They win the belt, they want to take some time off or heal up from injuries or whatever. So, okay, understandable. Rose Namajunas took off 5 months and rematched Joanna Jędrzejczyk. And so she won that fight. Rose Namajunas defeated Joanna again back in April 6 months ago. So now she's taking another 6 months off. And in the meantime, in between time, this motherfucking strawweight division is shaking. First of all, Joanna is going to flyweight to fight Valentina. Andrade has 100% earned her title shot. But now we're starting to have a little bit of a logjam because Tatiana Suarez is looking like a motherfucking monster. So what I'm saying is, lucky for Jessica Andrade, who was selling baked goods and UFC gear not too long ago to make ends meet while she waits on the title shot she's already deserved. Lucky for Jessica Andrade, she got a performance of the night bonus in her last fight. That $50,000 is really going to fucking help her in waiting for Rose Namajunas to get healthy. And now let's give Rose her proper defense. I'm not saying Rose is ducking Andrade. I'm saying Rose Namajunas needs to give us an update. At one point, she said Rose wasn't, or there was no clear-cut #1 contender, and we were like, some of us were like, yeah, fucking right, but you know what? Jessica Andrade just booked a fight. Let's see what happens there. She comes out and knocks out Karolina Kowalkiewicz, maybe the most brutal one-punch knockout we've seen in WMMA history, certifies herself as the next #1 contender, and so we've got that, and we still ain't heard nothing from Rose, and now we have heard a little bit about a potential neck injury. Neck injuries are very serious, very fucking serious. Neck injuries are super serious. If Rose got slammed on her neck in practice and her shit is fractured, we need to know about that. Update us. If Rose got in a car accident and she got a bad neck injury, we need to know about that. Let us know Rose has a serious neck injury and maybe we need to get an interim title fight or something. But I haven't heard about no serious neck injury, and the time we heard about the neck injury was whenever she was saying it's a good time to heal up her injuries. It didn't seem like a very serious injury. It didn't seem like, you know what I'm saying, you gotten like slammed on your neck in practice or in a car accident. It seemed like a minor neck injury because she said it's a good time to heal up from my injuries while there's no clear contender. So all I'm saying is I would like an update because, yeah, Rose can beat Jessica Andrade. It's possible. Joanna beat Andrade and Rose beat Joanna, right? So she should beat her. Sorry, guys, that's not how MMA math works, and we can't say it does just for Rose. Yeah, Rose is very talented. She's been working with Valentina, and she is a whole nother level of a fighter than she was when she probably lost that split decision to Karolina, and that was a split. Rose Namajunas is one of the best strawweights in the world, but that doesn't mean Jessica Andrade is not. Rose could very well beat Jessica Andrade. even if it, just because she beat Joanna, that's not why she beat her, because that's not how MMA math works. She could pick apart Jessica Andrade. If Jessica Andrade just comes forward with fucking, you know, tries to use brute strength to beat Rose, the best strawweight in the world, that's not going to work. But I think Jessica Andrade is a little more well-rounded than that. And I think if Rose doesn't knock out Jessica Andrade, she could have a tough night as well. I think it's a fucking great matchup. I think it's a great fight. I think it's the best possible fight for the strawweight division. That's the fight I want to see. I don't know who's going to win that fight. I think Jessica Andrade has a good chance, and I think Rose has a good chance, and that's what makes it such a great fight. But I also know Tatiana Suarez is real close to a title shot, so I'm just looking at, on top of, you know, and it is what it is. Oh yeah, the Dolly incident too. It's not just the neck injury. Also, she's still traumatized. I almost forgot to bring that up. I'm sorry. Also, she's still traumatized from the Dolly thing. I forgot about that. So if she's got a fucking neck brace on and she's still in her room or only going to practice from the Dolly attack, if she's traumatized and wearing a neck brace, maybe we need to fucking look at potential vacate until Rose, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's, from the sounds of it, she's got a neck injury that's we got to be careful about, because it's a serious neck injury and we got to be careful, and or it's a neck injury, and also the Dolly attack traumatized her and shit like that, you know, and kind of broke that window. So I was going to make a joke, but I know people don't like a joke about this, but it's like, we're hearing about a neck injury and the Dolly attack. It's not like the fucking Dolly hit her in the neck. Now, if the Dolly would have hit her in the neck, that explains both of these. That explains the neck injury and why she's still out from the Dolly. But if it's a neck injury, a separate neck injury, and we're traumatized, we need to be going and looking at psychology. We don't even need to be thinking about being the champion right now. But oh, by the way, she already fought once after that. But that's her home. That's probably her comfort zone. When she's training and when she's fighting, that's probably where she's comfortable. So that's probably what, well, if that's the case, let's get back in the octagon where we're comfortable. Unless you got the neck injury, and if we got the neck injury, just fuck it. Put Andrade in an interim title fight. But to be fair, it's almost November of 2018, so what? Rose has fought twice in about the last, what, year? That's decent, I guess, 2 times in a year. But if she's not going to be fighting anytime soon, we're going to be moving a lot closer to a year and a half. So it's just not, she hasn't been able to be super active. There's a lot of shit going on, clearly. And so she's got good excuses. But with that being said, this division is starting to get stalled up a little bit. So I just want to update. I just want to fucking update. I said at the time, Whitman should never have said that shit about trauma. True or not, irreparable damage to her brand. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I mean, we're hearing about neck injuries. We're hearing about traumatized. We're hearing about everything except for Jessica Andrade. That's all I'm saying. We're hearing about everything except for Jessica Andrade. That's all I want. Ariel wanted to get us the scoop. Get her on the line, Rose. I know it might be hard for you to talk about this, so we're not even going to touch on the Dolly situation because I don't want to do that to you. But what about your fighting career? What about Jessica Andrade? And when do you plan on being back? And do you think you can come back after that? Oh, I wasn't going to ask you about the Dolly. So I don't know. Hopefully we get that update. So I'm just glad the question was asked. So that's why I'm asking it. But that being said, we got a few more topics to bring up, and then we'll get the panel on because I want to hear you guys' thoughts on that as well. Cite your source, Arpit, or are you waffling again? Rose want to fight Darren, so we know what kind of mental state she had. No, she didn't say she wanted to fight Darren. I did hear about her talk about the potential matchup, but you know what I'm saying? But I didn't hear her say I want to fight her next or anything like that. But yeah, so moving on though, Jon Jones opening. Oh, this is the next topic actually. Daniel Cormier isn't sure if he'll fight Jon Jones or Brock Lesnar after Derrick Lewis. What the fuck ever. I mean, he might not have to because he's getting a big payday, but I don't know what. You know what I'm saying? This is Daniel Cormier. I don't know. Let's see exactly what he had to say, because this is what we're all waiting for. Brock Lesnar and Jon Jones. That's what we're all waiting for. So I don't know why he would even be. Maybe he's getting taken out of context a little bit. He said, counting the Lewis fight, I think I'm down to 2 fights left. Maybe this will be a blessing in disguise. The fact that I don't have a crazy. Oh shit! Is he down to 2 fights left in his contract? I hope he. Yo, the UFC better not let Daniel Cormier go after 2 fights. he will fuck around and say he's retired and go over to Bellator with his old motherfucking road dog, Scott Coker, who found him in the first place. Fuck around and fight Ryan Bader over there and let him know who the real potential double champ is. Ryan Bader's the favorite to beat Mitrione. He's going to be fighting for that heavyweight title. And if Bader can win the heavyweight title, he'll be Bellator's double champ. I'm just saying. Or the WWE. Daniel Cormier might fuck around and go to the WWE, but I'm just saying, we'll see what happens. But he said, counting on the Lewis fight, I think I'm down to 2 fights left. Maybe this will be a blessing in disguise, the fact that I don't have a crazy long fight camp to beat myself down that may prolong it for me. But right now, I think I have this one and maybe one more. I can still fight in March and hit my retirement date. The one opponent that would matter to me most is Jones because he's beaten me twice. The one that would mean more financially would be Lesnar. I think it would always pick the one that means more. My wife might have something to say about that. I didn't think I was going to fight on this card, but the deal I got was so good, there was no way I could say no, honestly. Especially with a guy like Derrick, who is not known for the best cardio. I've got to start fast and hope I can push harder than him, even with the short camp. I would not have accepted the rematch against Stipe Miocic on short notice. He's too good under these circumstances. I'm not saying Derrick isn't good, but Stipe is capable of beating me in different ways. He does different things well. In this fight, I think Derrick has to knock me out to win. Usually, if a guy only has one path to victory, I do pretty well. Yes, I will admit the opponent factored into this. So, he's admitting I wouldn't have fought Stipe on short notice. You know, Stipe wanted this fight, and a lot of people feel like he does deserve a rematch with DC. But DC, that's too risky. He probably wouldn't have took that fight. Because if he fights Stipe on short notice and loses, then he loses the Jones fight, loses the Lesnar fight. And so this is a lot easier matchup than Stipe Miocic. So he wouldn't have took this fight if he didn't think he had a good chance of winning. Stipe is a lot more of a toss-up. And with that being said, they've had a pretty epic back and forth on Twitter about that whole situation. But with that being said, Jon Jones is opening up as a heavy favorite. He was booked to fight Alexander Gustafsson in UFC 232. Same card as Cyborg versus Nunes. And he's opening up as about a 3-1 favorite. And boy, the odds makers must know something. Not know something, but they must love Jon Jones. I'm just saying, I was going to say, they must have seen some training footage from Jon Jones. Because what we know as fans, when Jon Jones comes back off of a motherfucking suspension or a layoff, how he looked against OSP, he better not look like that against Alexander Gustafsson. The only saving grace for Jon Jones is Gustafsson ain't been super active, but he was just coming out of a fight camp. But Jones at minus 280, I hear you if Jones had a warm-up fight. If Jones had a warm-up fight, I like those odds. But a 3-1 favorite for Jon Jones coming off of a fucking layoff, I ain't trusting it. And by the way, we don't know what's going on with the whole USADA situation, right? Even if he did have to snitch to come back, that means he probably had to stop taking whatever the fuck. Well, the trace element, maybe he wasn't. His defense, he said he was never taking anything. But I mean, if it looks like a fucking duck and quacks like a duck, it's probably a fucking duck. So, I'll maintain this could be the first time we see a clean Jon Jones. Only time we've seen Jon Jones. Let's pull up Jon Jones' fucking resume. Has he really only fought like twice since USADA? Let me pull this shit up. That would be crazy. Jon Jones UFC. Because USADA came in like 2014, dude. So he fought. Or did it come in 2015? I think it came in 2015. Let me pull that up just to be clear. When did USADA start in UFC? July of 2015. So Jon Jones, the first Daniel Cormier fight was before USADA. He's only fought twice since USADA. He fought Ovin St. Preux and did not look great. And he knocked out Daniel Cormier and failed the drug test. So, to be fair, the only time Jon Jones has fought since USADA and not failed a test is against OSP, and that's when he didn't look amazing. So I will maintain the fact that this could be the first time we see a clean Jon Jones, and that could also be trouble. I mean, Jon Jones before USADA had trouble with fucking Gustafsson. Gustafsson gave Jon Jones everything he could handle before USADA. Gus could win this fight, you guys. Gus can win this fucking fight. Now, he's probably going to have to finish Jon Jones. For some reason, I feel like Adelaide Bird or somebody would give this fight to Jon Jones. You know what I'm saying? Because Jon Jones winning that fight means a lot. But Gus could finish Jon Jones. He could submit him. He can knock him out, or he could just destroy him so bad in a decision you can't fucking rob him. You know what I'm saying? So this is a lot closer fight than those odds are saying, I think. With that being said, man, RDA is challenging Dillon Danis to that 200K winner-take-all fight inside a cage, but that's not what Dillon Danis offered. Dillon Danis offered some fucking homoerotic match. No, I'm just kidding a little bit. He offered to fight Kevin Lee in a $100,000 jiu-jitsu match in a room with no fans and like a camera and shit. Like, what? Dude. I'm sorry about you guys, but whenever I hear two dudes doing fucking jiu-jitsu with no fans where you're not selling no motherfucking tickets, no popcorn, no drinks, no beers, you motherfuckers are gonna book a hotel room or a suite and do some jiu-jitsu by yourselves with a camera? If I've ever fucking heard gay porn, dog, I know gay porn when I hear it. Wait, I've never watched it, but I just, that's what that sounds like to me. You guys might have some Speedos on, though. And if I went too far, I'm not homophobic. I'm just saying that's what that sounded like. But I'm just telling you what the offer was so I can tell you that wasn't the offer for RDA. He didn't offer to fight him in a cage. Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? Yo, just join the full-time family. Much appreciated. Thank you for hitting subscribe. I can't read the name because it is not in English, you know, but I thank you. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Salute to you. But what I'm saying is he didn't say, Kevin Lee, I'll fight you in a cage for $100,000. You know what I'm saying? He was like a jiu-jitsu match. So if RDA is willing to roll around with them, you know, 500K jiu-jitsu match or 100K jiu-jitsu match, winner take all. In a motel room with no fans. I don't know how the fuck you're going to pay for those purses. Who's paying the 200K? It ain't going to be the fans. Sell it on pay-per-view? Better put that shit on like fucking backyardbandits.com or some shit, dog. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yo, that's a hilarious story, but I can't tell that. It's about a fucking friend of mine in the past. That's a real site. I'm pretty sure. Well, it was like fucking 7 years ago. Oh, man. With that being said, a little Bellator news, though, before we get into, well, let's just read RDA's challenge to Dillon Danis first, because they have had a little bit of a heat in the past, and then we'll get into the panel. Rafael dos Anjos says, the guy Dillon Danis, he is nobody. He will just suck Conor's balls and hide behind him. That's his job. He's never going to make it. Be on Conor's corner as his career highlight. He said, let's fight then. Fuck commissions. Let's meet up and then fight you. He said, let's fight then. Fuck commissions. Let's meet up and fight, you pussy little bitch. You give every fight, you no heart rat. I mean, it's not hard to believe that Dillon Danis called homie a Muslim rat. You see he likes throwing the word rat around, and it's not like Muslim is a fucking racial slur. Khabib, you're a Muslim, and he likes calling people rats. So to think Dillon Danis said the word Muslim rat to Khabib is not far-fetched at all. He's right here calling RDA a fucking rat. Conor's been calling everybody a rat. Like, that's just their new word for, like, bitch or whatever. Like, if they don't like you, you're a fucking rat. You no heart rat. You glass jaw rat. You Muslim rat. You fucking rat. You fucking, like, you know what I'm saying? They just like saying the word rat. They just like saying that shit. But RDA responded, said, why don't we do like you said to Kevin Lee? Pause. I put my 100K, you put 100K. I can go to your gym or you can come to mine. We jump in the cage. We have no time. Whoever walks out takes 200K. Hashtag your move. Now, what he offered for Kevin Lee, like I said, sounded a lot less straight than that. You know what I'm saying? It was a jiu-jitsu match, and I think it was with no fans. And I don't think it was in a gym. He didn't say, I'll come to your gym. He said something about location with no fans and a camera. So, but if you want to do that with Dillon Danis, there might be someone out there willing to pay for that, actually. Let's go to Bellator, you guys. Brent Primus and Michael Chandler will headline Bellator Salute the Troops event. Also, guess where, guys? Guess motherfucking where? UFC, you got some splaining to do. It's in Hawaii. Bellator's pulling off a Hawaii doubleheader. My boy Max Holloway's over here depressed and shit. Going through depression. Defending his belt. 11-fight win streak. And my nigga can't get a motherfucking Hawaii card to save his life. You cheap motherfuckers. Pay the tax, dog. I heard something about Hawaii's taxes. I don't know. Tourist taxes. Business taxes. Some shit. I've never traveled, dog. But if Bellator can motherfucking afford it, what the fuck you really talking about? What are we talking about? You don't tell me Bellator can go here, you can't? I'm sorry. Max Holloway, Yancy Medeiros, we can go on and motherfucking on, honestly. Louis Smoke is no longer in the UFC, but there's a lot of Hawaiian talent. Rachel Ostovich, she's Hawaiian. I know there's another one I'm fucking missing, dude. Yancy Medeiros is welterweight. Brad Tavares. There's a lot of Hawaiian fighters. We could have had a dope-ass Hawaiian card. And here Bellator is putting a motherfucking double-hitter on. Giving us the fights we want to see. Chandler vs. Primus, December 14th. The fights we want to see. Let's motherfucking go. Michael Chandler coming back for that belt. Brent Primus coming off the sidelines. Brent Primus. Yo, there's something to that. I don't know exactly what it is. There's something to becoming a champion and sitting the fuck out. I don't know how it gets marketed, but it happens a lot. People win the belt and then they take that motherfucker on a world tour. Like Brent Primus, like won the belt, and he's been out for a while. Back and forth with Michael Chandler, back and forth. Probably been out hitting every Metro PCS on the motherfucking nearest. You know what I'm saying? Look, everybody, I'm the Bellator champion. I'm the Bellator champion. Scott Coker calls. Hey, you trying to fight Michael Chandler? We got a good card for you in July. Scott, I would. My wife's having the baby. Call me in 2 months. Click. Hey, guys, guess what? I'm the Bellator champion. Hey, look, I'm the Bellator champ. $500, I'll show up. Bellator champion, yo. Do an interview. We're talking to Bellator champion Brent Primus. Scott Coker calls. Hey, it's July. You trying to get down with Chandler? Fucking my fucking ankle, dog. I'm telling you, my ankle is shot. But December, though. December? What do you think about December, Scott? You know, click. We're talking to Brent Primus, Bellator champion. Like this, you know what I'm saying? You're getting all the clout of being the champion. And it happens a lot. It's not just, it happens in the UFC. Nico Montano didn't just immediately vacate her belt. She had no fucking intentions of fighting Valentina Shevchenko. I think a lot of people came to that conclusion. Maybe she will one day. But she knew the fight was coming up. She knew this fight had been stalled. If people felt like this fight was stalled already, she knew she had a weight cut coming up. But what did she do? She held on to that belt for a good fucking year before anything happened. Rose Namajunas, it happened with Rose. She didn't fight Joanna right. I'm talking about after her first fight. I'm not talking about the dolly in the neck. I'm talking about after her first fight, she took 5 months off. And then rematched Joanna. Now we're 6 months off, but now she's got legit excuses because the dolly in the neck. But still, time is ticking. A lot of champions take a lot of time off. I don't know if it's because you make more money. I don't. Do champions get like a monthly check? That might explain it, right? Like, as the UFC champion, you get like $5,000 a month. And so you're like, shit. You know, that would really explain it. If you got like some sort of check, a bonus for being the champion. While you're the champion, you get a $5,000 a month check or perks. Even if it's just health insurance, right? Free health insurance. When you're the champion, you get health insurance. That would explain it. That would explain a lot. If you get something for being the champion, that would explain it. If you're Nico Montano, do you want to fight Valentina Montano this month? And when you lose a $5,000 check in your health insurance every month? Or do you say, I can't make it. Darn it. Fucking toe. Got turf toe. You know what I'm saying? Is that what? And then you keep your insurance, you keep your check. So that would explain it. But fighters do that a lot of the time. And it seems more often than not, whenever they're not super confident in the rematch. You know, if it's an easy matchup, oh yeah, I'll take the fight, right? Daniel Cormier, Derrick Lewis, oh, I'll fight him right now, this month. Stipe Miocic, I gotta heal up from this fucking knee thing, and then also I got the fucking Brock Lesnar fight, and then the fucking... Now, is DC scared of Stipe? No, but it's a risky fight. Is Rose scared of Andrade? No, but it's a risky fight. Is Primus scared of Chandler? No, but it's a risky fight. So that happens a lot. People try to keep their belt as long as possible, and so they get real inactive. You don't see active champions very often, so when you have them, you got to fucking appreciate them. Like, you know, it's not rare. These motherfuckers take the time. Make sure they're 100%. And by the way, who was it? Was it Daniel Cormier that said he did have a hand injury, right? Derrick Lewis and Black Beast had a medical fucking Nevada, you know, a medical suspension because he just fought Volkov. But shit, if you're gonna give me enough money, I'll fight. Derrick Lewis, yeah, I got a hand injury. I think I cracked my shit on Stipe, you know, whatever. He had a hand injury. But Lewis, I'll fight. I won't fight Miocic with this hand injury. I'm taking this somewhere. I won't fight Miocic with this hand injury, but I will fight Lewis, Tyron Woodley. I won't fight Covington or somebody with this hand injury, but I will fight Nate Diaz, Rose Namajunas. Now we don't know who she will. Maybe if it was a trilogy fight with like Tisha Torres or something, or maybe if Jessica Andrade lost to Joanna, you know, if it was a more favorable matchup, who knows? Maybe her neck wouldn't be as bad right now. That's all I'm saying. We've seen it before. Rose ain't no different than any of these other proven champions. She ain't no better than Daniel Cormier. Ain't no better than none of these motherfuckers. Same type shit. People try to keep their belt as long as possible. So when you got a risky fight, you want to make sure you're 100%, but you ain't just fighting like other fighters would. So now Brent Primus is fighting Michael Chandler. It's finally coming. In the first fight, Chandler got a leg injury early. Brent Primus won it on a motherfucking fluke, and then he took the belt on the world tour. Now, he says he caused the leg injury. He says he's the one that kicked him and caused the injury. But, motherfucker, we didn't get to see a fight is all I'm saying. So, with that being said, I think I made some good points there, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? I didn't piss too many people off with that. But it's time for the panel. Let's pull up the Google Hangout. Get the full-time family's thoughts on everything going on in MMA. The Bellator doubleheader coming up this weekend. It is Friday. It's a good motherfucking day to be alive, full-time family. It's a good day to be a part of the full-time family, and it's a good day to be a motherfucking MMA fan. Bellator doubleheader coming up. McGregor versus Khabib just went down. Lewis versus Cormier is underway. Speaking of Lewis versus Cormier, and why is that on the screen? Because that was where I was making the... Oh, wait, no, it's not, because I fixed that. That's dope. So, while I pull up the panel, you know what we're going to play? UFC 230. Rap Devil. Let's go. Pulling up the panel.
Somebody grab him some chicken. This fucking guy is fat. How the fuck he gonna beat me? And Volkov just put this guy on his back. I hope you know no one is scared of you, especially not DC. And you can call me Daniel Cormier or Double Chips. No, you cannot beat me. And yeah, I'm talking to Lewis. If you want to scrap, we can do this. I know that you're black. I know you're a beast. I know that you're fat and you're stupid. I'm back on my bullshit and lacking my cool. At UFC 230, I'll spaz on this fool. He's not gonna beat me because he's lacking the tools. This nigga can't breathe when he's splashing the pool. No cardio, hope. And it's probably gonna show when I take him down and I beat him up. Cause that's all that I know. They call me Daniel Cormier. I'm coming to defend my title. If he think that he can beat me, then this motherfucker's psycho. Bitch, I'm gone. I'm sick of your bad back and you're still fat. Let's talk about it. I'm sick of you being black and wearing MAGA hats, let's talk about it. I'm sick of you getting smashed and then coming back, let's talk about it. Or we can get dirty at UFC 230 and you can get sparked about it. I'm sick of your bad back and you're still fat, let's talk about it. I'm sick of you being black and wearing MAGA hats, let's talk about it. I'm sick of you getting smashed and then coming back, let's talk about it. Or we can get dirty at UFC 230 and you can get sparked about it.
Alright, guys, now I'm sending out the link. I'm just going to put it in the chat. I haven't seen one interview on article mention of Brent Primus. I live in his fucking hometown. I don't know what the fuck Brent Primus has been doing with that belt. Nice music. I appreciate it. Kevin Lee versus Al going down. UFC Milwaukee. Alright, anybody who wants to hop in the hangout, there's the link. We only got 42 people watching. Hopefully there's no fucking trolls that ruin the stream. But if so, I'll be just getting off soon anyway because I got to head to work. So there's the link. Anybody that wants to hop in, talk some mother truck and MMA. We got some fights coming up. Let's pull up the schedule. UFC Monk Tone, but we'll pull up the Bellator because that doubleheader's going down. Bellator.com. Alright, and then also we'll put the... Actually, I'm going to leave it on here because my OBS is fucking up, so I'll just go off screen when the chest, whenever somebody hops in the panel. Make sure it's working though. Hangout. Let's see. Properties. Okay, so yeah, that's right, that's right. Alright guys, so whenever people join the hangout, we will be live, and if not, we'll be out here sooner rather than later. And I'll get to work super on time today. But with that being said, I guess we'll play another song from UFC Yankovic, and if somebody's not hopping in real quick, and we'll shut the show down. But I'll put it in here once or twice. There's the hangout in the chat. If anybody wants to hop in, give your thoughts on what's going down in MMA. Chael, greatest heavyweight ever, says Coco. But yo, if Chael could win, man, he could beat Fedor. I don't think Fedor's really ever fought a wrestler. Chael's actually taller than Fedor. Chael, I don't know if he's ever fought like a wrestler on the level of Chael. Chael's got a decent chance to win, but I think Fedor can pull it off. We have seen Chael rock recently.
Yo, what's up, full time?
What's going on, Infamous?
It's all good.
Alright, shit, man.
What's up?
Uh-oh. We also got, let me pull it up. Was that Arpit?
What's up, Arpit?
Yep.
What's going on, Arpit?
What's up?
Alright, with that being said,
Yo, haven't I been saying for the longest that Khabib is close to retiring? And isn't it funny that now that he has some power, he's already threatening to leave the UFC? This guy's not left.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
I've been saying this guy's not lasting in the UFC, man.
Bro, he's talking about the WWE and shit now, but no, yeah.
Come on, man.
His teammate before his fight was saying if he went, like he wanted to win and retire and like smash the UFC's poster boy and then retire, and yeah, there's been talks of Khabib retiring. I mean, even with retiring undefeated. So for sure,
I feel like that's a big part of it. And another thing is like now he could actually get into like his politics that he's been dying to do in Russia. Like I don't think it's a coincidence now he's meeting with Putin and Kadyrov and all them. That's not a coincidence, man.
Yeah, maybe
now they can use him to further their own interest, which is like I'm like.
Yeah, I saw that picture, but so, I remember that one time after his fight.
Fuck Conor, fuck Diaz, fuck Khabib, and I'm supporting Tony now because he's the only person that wants to fucking fight.
It's Tony time. Yeah, but I was gonna say, yeah, I remember after his fight that one time he like asked Putin to help get that dude out of jail or whatever, like that Magomedov guy, I think. I mean, I don't know all the details, so I don't like talking about it. But either way, yeah, maybe now he can actually get that done. Like, Conor talked about it at the press conference. He said, like, his sponsor, like, you took money from Magomedov. And, like, supposedly that dude, like, got locked up. And it was, like, a big sponsor of Khabib's team. And that's why after the fight one time, Khabib got on the mic and he was like, yo, like, he pleaded with Putin to, like, help get that guy out of jail. And so maybe now that he's actually having a sit down, he can get his sponsor back. Who knows?
You know they gifted him a Mercedes, Kadyrov?
No, I didn't see that. But...
Yep, yeah. Dude gave him a Mercedes and invited him into.
That's probably why he's like,
dinner
y'all can
and
keep
shit.
my money. That win.
He don't get, dude. He don't care, man. He's getting money from other shit now.
That's exactly
He could
what I'm
be
saying.
If he could, imagine they could have him be like some politician for Dagestan or whatever.
I mean, just anything, man. He
dude,
that
they could have him
win
doing anything.
is so fast. That win was worth so much more than $2 million.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a reason why Putin actually publicly met with him for the first time now, because he has so many people on his side now in Russia.
Oh yeah, he smashed McGregor for. Nah, yeah, I don't know nothing about like Russian politics, but yeah, I definitely see what you're saying. He definitely got some power with that win, I would say. But
like I see like, oh man, and now we have to have the UFC's ego versus Khabib now, because like the UFC, they're not gonna give in to Khabib's demands quickly because they don't want to seem like they're like being a bitch to him, you know.
Yeah,
that's gonna take a couple of months to get resolved, and then Khabib's gonna want to renegotiate his contract too. It's not just gonna be so easy to just reinstate his friend. He's like, nah, you got to reinstate my contract too if you want me back. You don't have to pay me some crazy money to rematch Conor.
You know what's
rematch
crazy?
Conor. If he beats Conor again, he's gonna retire. If he beats Conor again, there's no way he's gonna fight anybody else. He's gonna make so much money off of that rematch.
Yeah, but you know what's fucking crazy? How many people are sticking up for Khabib's friend? Artem came out like, don't fire him. Nate Diaz is like, don't fire Khabib's dumbass friend, fire me. Like everybody's coming out like, don't fire his friend.
Carlos Condit retweeted that shit. Chuck Liddell retweeted that shit. Henry Hoop, some other coaches. Dude, I'm telling you, everybody's on this nigga nuts. Everybody managed by Ali. Everybody managed by Ali. They do what he fucking says. They just let him control their fucking Twitter and shit.
Ali sending a mass text. You know, like when whenever you sign up with him, you probably have to give him access to your Twitter.
Did you see Marlon Moraes call out Artem? That was so Ali in that tweet, man. That shit was hilarious.
No, but that's fucking hilarious.
Except for my Dagestan brothers, I'm like, they got Ali having somebody's Twitter again, clearly.
Hey, he be behind the scenes putting in work.
Oh, hell yeah, man. This guy controls like 20%, 30% of the UFC roster.
That's so funny. He's like, and that dude is 18-4, man, that was about to fight Artem. That was, holy shit. Artem might have got fucking saved by the motherfucking bell, but he's the one that's like, no, don't. He said don't save him from his punishment. He said, don't save him. Like, hell no, that's crazy.
Man, isn't it a shame that we might never see Tony versus Khabib? Isn't that a shame?
Bro, I don't know if you heard this earlier.
Doesn't that fucking suck, man?
It does. I don't know if you heard this earlier. What do you, and I'll ask you this, Arpit, too. I don't know if you guys heard this earlier. I said, what about, this is what you do, bro, and it's the biggest pay-per-view in history. You put Ferguson versus Khabib on the same card as McGregor versus Diaz, and if one of them falls out, McGregor can step in on short notice.
That'd be smart, but look at it. Look at this, man.
That's not going to happen.
When you think like a business guy, and you just had this fight do 2.4 million buys, then you had Khabib do that drama at the end, which made it even bigger. What would a business guy do? You make the rematch.
I don't know, not immediately.
Dude, I'm telling you.
I think Conor needs time to. Everyone's just gonna pick fucking no. But even Conor fans are gonna pick Conor to lose. No, it's not even interesting.
Of course, but look. If you think of it as a business guy, they're going to want to rematch the biggest fight in UFC history.
So, no. I'm telling you right now, if you think as a business guy, you get all the fans that just watched McGregor versus Khabib. By the way, they all also just saw Tony Ferguson, and they all already know Nate Diaz. All casual fans that are invested in McGregor, Diaz, or Khabib also know Ferguson. You can have them all four on the same card with the potential of, if this fight falls apart, which it has 4 times, if Tony Ferguson or Khabib falls out of this fight, McGregor, we will get a new fucking matchup, and we will get to see McGregor versus Ferguson or McGregor versus Khabib. I think that makes for a. I hear what you're saying. It did great business,
at this point, look,
I think you have that fight for the future.
I want to see Khabib headline his own pay-per-view first of all, just to see like if he could break 1 million without Conor. I would like to see that. If he could, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I would like to see that.
Shit, I still want to see if Nate can without Conor.
I want to see Khabib fight Tony. Come on, man. You have to make that fight.
Yep.
You have to.
And that's why you have to book a backup fight.
Those are like 2 of the best lightweights of all time at this point.
Bro, I need a fucking line to somebody at the UFC. I'm telling you, this is a motherfucking idea, a mega idea.
It'd be a shame if if we see Conor versus Khabib again, a rematch. That's stupid. Nobody wants to see that, but Casual fans will definitely
Now,
want to see
look.
that. That's the problem.
Now imagine this. What if Conor came back and beat Diaz in the co-main event?
I want to see Conor
And what if
shouldn't fight
Khabib beats...
Khabib again. There's his next fight.
Yeah,
he has
yeah.
to get
He
back
can
into the
fight
groove.
Khabib again. He
'Cause
can.
clearly, fighting a guy like Khabib after 2 years is not smart for your
Not a
career.
good idea, right?
I was going to say
Not a
also,
good
but
idea at
look,
all.
fucking Khabib dropped him on the feet. It's one thing if Khabib wrestle-fucked him the whole fight and we didn't get to see McGregor striking. McGregor didn't rock Khabib once and he got dropped, and I don't give a fuck about that rematch. McGregor's got zero chance unless he takes time off like Henry Cejudo, who took 2 years off after fighting Demetrius Johnson and works on his game. You get right back in there and you're going to get did just like Joanna, just like Cody, just like anybody else who thought they could win a fucking immediate rematch. The only person that he beat in the immediate rematch was Nate Diaz, and that was a different situation, and that was even arguable.
See, what I like about Tony is like when he gets dropped, he levels up. He has like a stat that like all of his stats go up by 5 when he gets dropped. The interesting thing about the Tony matchup is like I feel like if Tony got his elbows going from the bottom or on the feet, I feel like that will give Khabib like a lot of problems, man. Because like I don't care how tough you are, you take an elbow to the face and you start bleeding, you can't see.
That's gonna be a problem. What are your thoughts on the Khabib versus Ferguson matchup if it were to happen?
Wait, I want to know your thoughts if you think it's going to happen next, if you think the UFC is going to do it. Do you think the fight's going to happen?
I think Ferguson versus Khabib, McGregor versus Diaz, same fucking card.
I think you gotta separate them. Listen.
More money, no, go ahead, Arpit.
I want to say that right now, Khabib versus Ferguson, make this fight. Rematch with rematch with Conor with Khabib is gonna nightmare for Conor. Conor one more match and his career will be finished. I think Ferguson and Khabib should be next.
Okay. Sure. Now, what about a co-main event with McGregor Diaz to that fight? That's literally the biggest fight card in UFC history.
Yep, but I
feel like you separate them.
Can I jump in on this?
But yeah, one second. I'll let you hop in for it. But I want to say this: if you separate them, let's say you do Khabib Ferguson, you're not selling 2 million pay-per-views. You're definitely not selling 3 million.
Wait, you don't think Khabib could do 1 million?
Yeah, I said you can do 1 million. I said you're not selling 2 million. Ferguson versus Khabib is not selling 2 million pay-per-views. Conor versus Diaz at this point is probably not selling 2 million pay-per-views because Conor just got whooped and Diaz has been inactive. If you want to break your record, if you want to sell more than 2.4 million pay-per-views, you put all 4 of them on the same fucking card, and the winner out of Diaz McGregor gets to fight the winner out of Khabib and Ferguson. Go ahead, forward.
Yeah, first of all, shout out to the chat, everyone. Yeah, my thoughts on it is you need to have Khabib fight Tony next. That just has to be the next fight, and you definitely don't want them on a co-main event. I mean, first of all, Conor's not going to be co-main event to anybody, not even Donald Trump, Putin, Jesus himself. No, he's not being co-main event to anybody. So straight away, that's going to obviously be separated. I think you need Conor to fight Nate. First of all, because you need Conor to actually get a win and then go back to fighting Khabib. And as you've seen with these matchmakers, they do actually get involved with, in terms of the politics and actually the business side, they do get involved with making sure that their fighters get the right fights. As we saw with 230, making sure DC fights Lewis rather than fighting Stipe because they don't want to put the Lesnar fight in jeopardy. So now, going back to, obviously, the lightweight mix-up, you want Tony versus Khabib next because you want to show Conor that Khabib can do 1 million pay-per-views by himself. And then you have Conor fight Nate. Yes. Hopefully he gets the win, which people would expect him to do at 155. And then you can get the big rematch, which definitely will probably break, 4 million, maybe even 5 million pay-per-views at that point. So you definitely don't want them together because what's the most that they could do together? I feel like he wouldn't do much more than what Conor and Khabib just did. Let me put it like this, right? So the pay-per-views this year, I mean, how many have done over 500,000? Even the super fight between Stipe and DC, that didn't even do over 300,000. I think I did 350.
350. And
yeah, 400K. That's
did 130.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's disgusting. But yes, you see that, right? Whereas if we had Khabib and Conor separate cards this year, one of them would do, you just saw right now, 3 million, and the other one would do, let's say maybe 1.5, 1 million. So having them together wouldn't up your overall pay-per-view game in a year. You want to separate them because you can get 2 pay-per-views which do over 1 million. So that's just how I see. You have to have them separate. You have Conor fight Nate, hopefully you get that win back, and you have Conor, and then you have Tony fight Khabib for the title.
All right, guys.
I like those matchups. I think we can all agree that those are the next matchups. Go ahead.
I said, what's going on with GSP, man? Is he gonna try to fuck up this whole shit?
That's a good question. I mean, I
Hopefully,
wonder if
but
he's
I
as
feel like
motivated to fight Khabib as
well,
he might have been to fight McGregor if he would have won.
I don't know, man. I just don't know what at this point. I don't know what GSP, man. I just don't know if he wants to fight Khabib or Woodley. Like, I don't know. I don't know with this guy.
Yeah,
I think he's waiting for the right moment.
Maybe,
But I mean,
yeah.
I think if the match happens and Conor wins, then he'll fight Conor, or he'll fight Khabib if Khabib wins a rematch. But I think right now with Tony right in the mix, and there's obviously people like Poirier, Diaz, obviously when that was booked.
Shit, let
I feel
Tony
there's
fight
two
GSP.
men.
Tony will beat his fucking ass.
Now hold on now.
But is GSP really gonna
Also,
fight Tony?
Nate Diaz is in the mix. He said he's waiting on Khabib to come back.
Oh my god, do you really want to see that fight? Do you really want to see that fight? Are you kidding me?
No, not at all. I just thought that was hilarious.
Has history taught you nothing about the Diaz
Oh
brothers?
no,
What
not
happens
at
when
all.
the
I just
Diaz
thought it was
brother-
hilarious that he said,
What
"I'll
happens
just
when
wait
a
for
Diaz brother
Khabib."
fights a wrestler? What happens when a Diaz brother fights a wrestler? What happens? Tell me.
Oh,
What has
Suplex
history
City.
taught
Rory McDonald, 3rd round, Suplex City.
And what happens after in their post-fight interview? What do they say?
They didn't want to fucking fight. I want to fucking stand
Oh
up.
my god, the guy was laying on top of me. This ain't real fighting. Pride, motherfucker, pride. Leave. And then they were trying to. They're like, I ain't trying to do this shit no more. The game is geared towards wrestling. I'm not trying to hear that shit.
Hey
again,
guys, I'll
man.
be back in like literally 2 minutes. Hold it down. I'll be right back.
No problem, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm not trying
man,
to
look,
hear them complain about wrestling again. I'm just not.
Yep. They complain.
Man, fuck
They
the Diaz
complain
brothers,
about
man. I'm
everything.
done with it. Hey, if anybody's down with the Diaz brothers, then fuck you two. Get out of the shit now, joking. If anything, drop a like. But nah, man, I'm done with these Diaz brothers. Until he gets into a fight, nobody can rep the Diaz brothers anymore, man. I'm done with this shit. It's too much talking,
Yep.
no fighting. So
Yep.
that's not
Yep.
what we're about here.
I
Man.
want to see Nate Diaz go to boxing because he's been talking about boxing for so long. I'm like, all right, let's see you fight Adrian Broner or somebody in boxing. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Wait, so
Yo,
is
can
him
you
and
guys hear
Adrian
me?
Broner in the same weight class?
Broner's a 147, but he can fight
Yeah,
at
we can.
154. He's fought at.
Okay, in that case, it would be a good matchup. I mean, it would be good to finally see him do something
Mhm.
else that he's enjoying. But
Yeah.
is there going to be much clamor like there was for Conor versus Mayweather? There's not going to be that much in a sense.
I mean,
we're
it
going to know what to
doesn't need
expect.
to be that big. I mean, as long because I feel like Diaz
check.
could do like 600K or something like that. That's fine.
Potentially, but I mean, with him losing in boxing, it just kind of just kills the whole momentum that he has in a sense, which is
No.
not
He's been
that
talking
much.
about leaving the UFC for the longest
Check,
time.
check.
I'm like, well, put your money where your mouth is. You say you want to box, so go box a fucking professional now. Since people talk about his boxing skills all the time, I don't know, maybe he could win. I just want to see it.
I mean, I get it. Well, I mean that opposed to nothing. Obviously, that's the better option, right? I mean, I just prefer to actually see him get in the cage and actually fight, or just do something. But all this talking,
What is
what
it?
the hell's
Is that
going on
full
there?
time?
But that's full time. Yeah.
They having a party in this place?
She was like, "Don't jinx me. You don't pick him too." Because 2 people already picked him. He was like, "No, you don't pick him too." I'm taking the
Yo, check,
Giants.
check.
Like, no. Like, damn.
I don't know if that's domestic or what, but yo, shit. Yo, by the way, MMA buds, yeah, we can hear you, bro.
Oh shit! I hope you guys didn't hear me.
Yo, you
Oh,
guys
we
can't hear
heard
me.
all that nonsense.
My bad, guys. I'm back.
Yo,
You
you
heard me?
loud as fuck, man.
Hey
Yep.
guys,
I was talking about
Did
the
you guys
football
see-
game.
Loud and clear, man.
Yeah,
did you
MMA
all
Buzz, go
see the
ahead.
fucking GSP post by the UFC on Fox?
No, what did it say? Oh, did we have
What do you say?
MMA buds in the building? What's going on? What did they post? I missed it.
What up, man? Yeah, sorry, I didn't know my mic was working or not. So go to UFC on Fox on Twitter, and you're gonna see a new posting of the top 5 pound for pound fighters. And if you didn't notice, GSP is down there at number 5, and all of them have their weight classes and their championships listed. He is listed as the lightweight contender. No one caught this.
What?
Whoa.
That's
I just went
probably a
that clearly
mistake.
the wrong UFC on Fox that I looked at.
GSP is a lightweight contender by mistake? There's no way.
No,
There's
because
no
if you
way. That
remember-
dude's
He's not.
going
He
down.
never
No, no,
fought
no.
at lightweight. How is he a lightweight contender?
I can't find their Twitter, but
What,
no, if you
26 and
remember,
2?
guys, 2 days before the announcement Sarge and Valentina was canceled on the UFC official website, it said canceled, and people were like, "Yo, is this a typo? Or is this fight canceled?" 2 days later, it was actually canceled. So sometimes they update shit, you know, and before they
Can I
announce
say
it.
something
Go ahead. I'm looking for the tweet
About-
too.
about this fight? Sarja versus Valentina.
Yeah.
Dude, Sarge Eubank's
Uh,
Twitter is hilarious, man. Everybody just
yes,
comes
yes,
at her.
yes. No. Can I say something right now?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Uh, I think UFC losing her credibility day by day. First, you make a fight between two athletes, give them false hope, like Sergio Bank. You gonna fight her. All of a sudden, they cancel the fight.
Yo, it's on the
Why the
screen, you guys. By the way, go ahead. I'm sorry, Arpit. Go ahead.
why the hell they just put the fight in first place to insult Sergio Bank for whatever for what reason? They're just insulting their athletes for no reason at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reason behind them putting it because they didn't know they were gonna get the Derrick Lewis Daniel Cormier fight, which is why they put that there. They were like, okay, we don't need this fight that we just pulled together now, so we might as well make a better fight for that division, which is gonna be Shevchenko versus Jon Jones. So that's the only reason behind that. And I mean, in terms of the UFC, they don't really need. I mean, they hardly treat any of their more profound fighters, right? So why are they gonna really care how they treat a 3-2 fighter who's just coming off of what do they call it again? The series I'm not really going to care too much about how they feel about Eubanks. I mean, if anything, she's probably gained from this experience, is gaining a bit more notoriety with the fans. So, the end is probably a win for her as long as she wins her next fight.
Dude, all the fans just reply like, "You're 3-2. Shut the fuck up." That's what they say
Yeah,
to
there's
her.
that too. I mean,
No,
to be honest, if I was her, I'll be kind of happy at the situation. At least her name's out there a bit more. Like, I'm sure she's probably gained some followers, and as long as she wins her next fight, like, people are gonna be at least tuning in to see her lose or
All
win
right,
or
so I
whatever.
gotta ask you guys this question: who wins at lightweight, George St. Pierre or Khabib?
Khabib.
That's tough.
Khabib.
That's tough. I mean, we never seen GSP at
I'm
lightweight.
going with Khabib. In 2018 or 2019, I'm going with Khabib. Because from me, I mean,
Khabib,
even though
Khabib.
GSP had a great performance against the GOAT in his last fight at 185, I just don't know how I feel about him coming down to 155 in his first fight against Khabib. So, I mean, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see because it's welterweight. I mean, I don't know how he's going to look at 155, but
I feel like it was interesting because I feel like GSP could point fight Khabib. Like, he could just get a takedown and just stall on top because his jiu-jitsu is good enough for Khabib not to submit him. So, I don't know. I think it is interesting.
I'm saying,
but
so,
how
yeah.
would his gas tank hold up at a weight class he's never fought before? Because we know how it diminishes you when you cut a lot
Apparently
of weight.
they're the same size, the GSP and Khabib.
What about
Yeah,
Tony?
but Khabib's cut this weight.
Yeah, no,
Cut to this weight about 25 times. I mean, GSP's
Hold on, I
never
can
done
read
it,
it
so
real fast.
that's the only thing. Because I mean, you can
Yeah,
do
no,
a test cut, but your test cut will only maybe go to 160. So,
man, a part of me wants to pick GSP for some reason. I don't know. Part of me wants to pick GSP.
Yeah, GSP will be a tough fight for Khabib, no doubt.
It's Habib time, ladies and gentlemen. He's got GSP. That's what I really think. And let me bring something up, man. How about the media talking points? They want to downgrade Bellator, and
My bad,
just
guys.
like they,
Go ahead, MMA buds.
Yeah, they used to downgrade Strikeforce back in the day, and they're downgrading Bellator now. You can hear the media talking about, oh, Rory versus McDonald. He was oversized. We all knew what was going to happen there. What about GSP versus Bisping? That was never a talking point during that fight, man. The talking points drive me crazy. But one more thing, and this is basically all I got for you. You got to check out the mural that UFC Turkish put out there. It's on my Twitter. I retweeted it of Khabib. And if you have not heard it yet, Ray Longo joined the Andy Kaforian podcast, and I posted a clip of Longo shredding fucking Connor to pieces. You guys should really hear it. It's epic. It's fire. Back to you guys, man.
All right, I'm going to the mural now. And I think someone asked, my brother was asking me a question, tried to mute my mic. Did someone ask who I had out of Khabib and Connor, out of GSP and Connor at 155, man? I don't know. With the way Khabib looked, I mean, and at 155, we've never seen GSP. I think it'd be a lot closer. I don't like before Connor fought Khabib, I was like thinking GSP might be either one of them, but I was thinking more like 165. At 155, I'm not sure, man. I am not sure. That fight is fucking crazy.
I think I'm going with GSP, man. Honestly, I think I'm going with GSP.
Here's the mural. Don't talk too much. He's fucking got the neck crank over his mouth. And he's fucking tapping there. That's epic. But yeah, man. But go ahead, Infamous.
So I think I'm gonna go with GSP.
GSP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will go
It
with
would be. He would be.
Khabib.
Ooh, and that would be his third fucking title, 3-weight champion.
I think he's like, cause his wrestling is so good. I feel like, cause a lot of people don't take down Khabib, because Khabib actually does have good submissions off his back, because he got taken down by Abel Trujillo, and like automatically this motherfucker was pulling off triangles and arm bars, and this motherfucker Trujillo was like, I'm not doing that shit again. But with GSP is a different story. Like he knows how to like not be in bad positions when he's on top, and he's very tricky on his feet too. You know, he doesn't take a lot of risks. He'll do like long jabs, front kicks, a lot of long techniques just to keep Khabib out.
Yeah, that Superman punch.
He has like a lot of like poking type of techniques, not to knock you out, but just to keep you on the outside. He knows how to use his footwork to circle out, especially if he's up against the fence. And I think I'm going with GSP that fight.
Yeah, I'd probably give.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
Go ahead.
yeah, I
I'd
mean,
probably give the
the
edge
thing
to
that he definitely
GSP.
has
But go
over
ahead
Khabib
forward.
is his experience and his fight IQ in terms of fighting in like big fights. Because he's fighting what he's probably fought in the most championship fight. No, he has fought in the most championship fights in UFC history. So he definitely does that over Khabib. I mean, the only reason why I picked Khabib is because he's
The
active. This is
155,
as
right?
active as Khabib's ever been. Yeah, he's active, and he's active at 155. So it's going to be hard for. I mean, I just don't know how GSP's going to adjust. And it's kind of hard to pick from the outset because we've never seen GSP because he was a completely different fighter at 185 than he was to 170 in his one performance against the GOAT at 185. So it'll be interesting to see how he does when he
at
fights Khabib. It's a
185.
fight I definitely want to see, but
I feel
again,
like
it has to
that's-
be after.
I feel like Connor
Has to
and
be after
GSP
Tony.
is
Hey,
who
hey,
Khabib
Jeff.
fights and then he retires. Like he'll go Connor or GSP and then retire. He won't
Yep.
fight. I don't think he's gonna fight.
Is there
Tony.
any
I don't
chance he
think he's
goes
gonna
up to
fight
fight Woodley?
Nope.
I mean, why would he
fight?
not want to test himself at 170?
This is the thing, man. People don't want to fight Woodley because he doesn't sell, and he's too much of
Yep.
a tough fight for you to take it. So nobody wants to fight him. Even though I would love to see the
Present
fight.
tense, he doesn't. Present tense, he doesn't. No. But how about future tense after he beats Cole? I mean, what happens if he releases a number one
I
rap
don't
single?
know, man.
Then what?
I
Never
don't know,
talk
man.
about someone who's been-
Darren Till only did 130K.
He said, "What if he releases a #1 rap single? Yo, what if he tops the Billboard charts? You got a point."
Yeah, he's not topping anything with that.
Beat your ass. Beat your ass.
Full
That shit's
time
hard.
will
his
easily
rap game-
out-rap Tyron Woodley.
Man, I'm gonna get on the track with Tyron.
Oh no,
Woodley.
facts.
Full time will easily out-rap Tyron Woodley.
Nah, man, Tyron Woodley got skills. I want to check out his mixtape. I
Come
heard that
on,
I'll beat your
Full-Time.
ass,
He's
man.
being humble.
He got the
He's being
Wiz
humble
Khalifa
right now.
feature, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to get on the track with T Wood.
Hey,
Does he have a rap alias, or is he go?
hey,
Is
I
it
have
T
to say,
Wood?
well, like- yeah, he just goes by Tyron Woodley, the
Okay,
UFC
then.
champion.
It should be
so
like
it's
T
just-
Wood
he's
or
a
like
kid.
Lil Woodley. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. What was your question forward?
Oh, and I was gonna just say that, yo, that Fat Devil shit had me cracking up. Man. That was only my favorite one so far, man. That shit was funny.
I wrote that shit at work, man. I was at work. I finished like an hour early. I was like, man, what can I do in this hour? And I just pulled that shit up. I finished it when I got home.
Okay.
But
I
yeah.
have a question.
Yeah.
Yep, Arpit.
If they don't give Tony Ferguson a chance to fight with Khabib, who should Tony fight next?
He should get a title fight. He should have a title
It's
fight.
gotta be Diaz or fucking McGregor or an interim title fight.
Yeah, Diaz would be good if
How can you
no,
offer
no,
Tony
no,
Ferguson
no, no,
another
no more
interim
interim
title
titles,
fight after
please.
you stripped him of the first one? How much do you have? He wouldn't do. Yeah, give me another
It's
interim title.
So disrespectful to Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, you know how disrespectful it would be to offer him another interim title fight?
That's better than nothing.
He'll probably
But I'm
get
just
out of the
saying,
as well.
you
That's better
stripped
than
him
nothing.
and you offer him
I'd
another
rather have-
interim title fight. But hold on, you know good goddamn well if GSP or McGregor comes down, he's getting stripped of that one. You can't give him another interim title fight. You gotta book him versus Khabib. I've been listening to First Take and shit lately, you know, like, because I've been covering, because my brother and people, they've been playing fantasy football. I've been looking at it a little more of a casual fan, but I've been listening. They've been talking about McGregor and Khabib, but they've been talking about Tony Ferguson a little bit, man. Tony Ferguson is getting on the radar of some of the more casual fans out here. I think his name is rising, man. I think that'd be a fun fight. Go ahead.
All you have to do is put him on big cards, and people will recognize this guy's an exciting fighter, and they want to see this guy fight.
Yeah, because
Yep.
you know when you put Tyron Woodley on big cards, sometimes it's a little. He's been on big cards, but it's not always the most exciting performances. So that
He's
doesn't
been
really
on so
help.
many big cards, and then he always
Huge.
fucks up every time. Every
been on
time.
Jones cards, fucking he's been on
Connor at
big
205.
Connor at 205, Jones triple header 214 versus
He's been on some
Cormier.
GSP cards too.
Yeah, man.
Whoa, yo.
This
You
guy's
dudes
been
are
on.
rewriting
Well,
history.
let me. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead,
Sure, go on,
Emir.
let me.
Man, you're rewriting history. Freaking Stephen Thompson and Woodley was the fight of the night that night. Everyone wants to shit on both of them, including myself sometimes. But
I
that was
mean,
fight.
No, that's facts. That was
I
fight
feel
of
like
the
that's
night
like the
that night,
most
but it
overrated
still
fight of
gets
the
a
night.
bad fucking rap.
But
It might be the most overrated.
I think the only reason it got
fight.
fight of the night is because Woodley almost dropped Wonderboy and it was a draw.
I feel like people were the narrative of that fight afterwards was like, oh my god, Thompson, he survived. Woodley beating his ass for 2 rounds.
And it was a draw.
Yeah, and I'm like, that wasn't a draw.
I think it's the point I was.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was
Yeah, I mean, the point I was gonna make was how different Tyron's. Yeah, my point was how different would his career would have been if he got the victory that fight. Because I mean, let's say even got if he got the submission in that 4th round, like how different would his career have been? Because all of a sudden the narrative changes. He wouldn't have to fight Wonderboy again.
Yeah.
It's just funny that
point.
nobody wants
Maybe
to
he
fight.
fights.
And
I mean,
then
again,
the
he would have
second-
not be one boring fight.
Yep, because if that second fight never and then you couldn't even call that a boring fight if it was a fucking finish, you know what I'm saying?
Because it's a Maya fight.
Yeah, and then he might have had to fight Maya next potentially, but yeah, so one boring fight, and then who knows where he would be at net like that. Yeah, that's crazy. Like it's like the fucking butterfly effect and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like the one thing could have changed, the one judge's scorecard could have changed, but you could say that was a lot of, you know, any close decision like for a lot of fighters. But yeah, that is a good point. If you haven't yet, guys, hit the like
for
button
real.
as Chris Crook
Think
says.
about it, he would have fought Kobe because he would have been lined up.
You bagel biting birds. Yeah, fought Kobe. Man, speaking of fighting Kobe, that's probably gonna happen this year. Well, what are you guys' thoughts on Woodley versus Covington when it eventually happened? Do you think Covington has anything for Woodley? I think he's I don't want to say a bad matchup for Woodley, but as far as the matchups, and this is crazy, Woodley's been fighting like every different style, right? He fought the ultimate counter striker, karate master, fucking Wonder Boy, ultimate jiu-jitsu 7-fight win streak, Damian Maia. He fought the brawler, Robbie Lawler, and then his most recent fight was against Damian Maia. Darren Till, yeah, Muay Thai. I'm tripping. Darren Till, Muay Thai.
You forgot about Darren Till already?
Yeah, man, I forgot about that fight because it was short. It was a shit show, kind of. You know, they threw it together short notice, like whatever. Fucking, he knocked out Darren Till, Muay Thai. He's fought every fucking style, man.
Yeah, you know he submitted it, right?
Motherfucking submitted Darren Till. Fucking, you get the point. He knocked him down, man. He almost knocked his ass out. He survived the ground and pound. Fucking submitted him ultimately. You get the point. I'm saying Tyron Woodley's been fighting every style. That's the point I'm trying to make. And now he's got another style matchup in fucking Kobe Covington, probably the best wrestler aside from maybe Kamaru Usman in the division. And that's another style matchup. And when he fought Rory McDonald, it didn't go well for him. So this is the most similar style to Rory McDonald Tyron Woodley has fought in all of these title defenses through all these. So I think Kobe's got a good matchup for Woodley.
I think
I couldn't disagree
with you a little bit. But let me go for. I feel like this is more similar to like Jake Shields for Tyron Woodley. Like, Kobe, he's more similar to Jake Shields in my opinion than Rory, because Rory actually has good striking technique. I would say Kobe's more of a grinder like Jake Shields, and he'll kind of lay on you and just, you know, hammer fist you and shit like Jake Shields did to. If you didn't watch that fight, watch that fight. It was a close fight, but and Jake Shields won it, but like, he basically just kind of stalled him out and just outworked him. I feel like that would be Kobe's path to victory, you know.
Yeah,
Just
but
I
hear what you're saying. He is more close, similar to Jake Shields than Rory. But I'm saying out of all these matchups with Robbie and all these guys he's been fighting, this is the most similar style matchup to Rory. But it's even more similar to Jake Shields. But either way, all these matchups, I think Kobe's still more similar. And still, I mean, we'll have to see how Woodley can deal with that. If he doesn't knock out Covington, I mean, it could be a long night. But go ahead.
I wonder how he deals with the trash talk too, because Woodley is an emotional fucking person.
Fucking jump over the cage and kick somebody after the
I hope
fight.
he doesn't allow that to affect him too much. But go ahead, forward.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? The trash talking could be a good, like, maybe a victory in a sense for Kobe, because I don't see how he has any hope any otherwise. I mean, okay, looking at this objectively, right, I think this is his easiest style matchup by far, if I'm being honest. I mean, I think RDA is a harder matchup. Not by much, but I think it's a harder matchup. We saw how tough it can be against Wonderboy. Obviously, till we just saw that happen. I mean, it was a tough fight until obviously the knockdown. Yeah, let's forget about that fight. And obviously, there's Mario, of course, as well. So I mean, I just feel like this isn't that hard a matchup. Yeah, I mean, he broke his arm, did he not? So I mean, but going back to obviously this fight, right? See what could happen in the future for Woodley. I don't see how. I feel like he's fighting against Rory McDonald and twice against Wonderboy. He's perfected the art of fighting a counter-attacking style while also having really good takedown defense. I mean, let's say Colby doesn't get the takedown, which I think is very feasible for everybody to imagine in the chat and in this hangar right now. What's he gonna do? What, outstrike Woodley? I mean, maybe he can get a few more strikes off, but he's got to try and avoid catching that right hand, which is landed on Till, which is landed on Wonderboy, which is landed on a lot of fighters, Gastelum, Maya. These are all better strikers other than Maya. These are all better strikers than Colby. So, I mean, to me, Colby's part of the victories other than getting the takedown, because I don't see what he does for over 5 rounds against Woodley, who's, again, perfected his gas tank over fighting 5 rounds multiple times now. He's not gassing out anymore. He's fighting strategically and getting a job done against better fighters, in my opinion. So, unless someone wants to tell me otherwise, I don't see how Colby wins this.
Shit, Connor should fucking train with Tyron Woodley, because this nigga knows what he's doing, how to go 5 rounds. Motherfucker, yep. Connor gets tired every fight, man. If he does that shit one more fucking time, man, I swear
Man,
to
he said
I'm dropping his fucking ass.
he knows what he needs to do. It's a matter of can he do it. He said after the Diaz fight, I got to be more efficient with my energy. He knows what he gets. Can he? He knows what he needs to do.
This McGregor fast bullshit is trash. That is not a strength. That's a fucking cop out. Is what that is.
I think he's selling that shit like motherfucking snap. I don't even think he's doing the McGregor fast every day. I think he's promoting it and selling it. I think he's got too much money, man. I think he's just made too much money. I don't know how hard he trained. I mean, it's easy to question all this in hindsight, but I mean,
isn't it sad that after 1 round, Connor's chances of winning go down by like 90%?
After 2 rounds, after 1 round, it's like drops 50. 2 rounds, yeah, it's pretty done. It's pretty much done. But
are you telling me Connor's more explosive than Yoel Romero or Tyron Woodley? He shouldn't be getting tired like this. Like, this is weird. Like, this doesn't make sense to me. But
it's mental, dude. It's mental. He can't stand not landing that shot and his opponent not going down, and he loses.
That might be the case, but like in that 3rd round, this motherfucker arms looked like he had rocks in them the way he was throwing the punches. But yeah, I think it's mental. I gotta
get you guys' thoughts on this, and then we'll do our closing thoughts. We got a Bellator doubleheader coming up this weekend. Are you guys watching the fights? It's the semifinals of the Heavyweight Grand Prix tonight. Mitrione Bader tomorrow. Fedor Sonnen. Are you guys watching either card or both?
Yeah, I'll try to watch both, but shout out to Bellator, man. This has been a good year for them.
Oh yeah, they're both good cards too.
Paperwork.
Tonight you got Kimbo Slice Jr., Baby Slice. You got Lorenz Larkin in the welterweight alternate fight. Roy Nelson, Sergey Karatonov, Matt Mitrione, Bader. And then tomorrow, the full fight card, I'm not sure. I'll pull it up real quick. But the main event, you got Fedor versus Sonnen, of course, in the Heavyweight Grand Prix. Co-main event, we got Benson Henderson versus Saad Awad. Alexander Shlemenko versus Anatoly Tokov. That's a fucking toss-up fight. That's a good fight. Czech Congo, Timothy Johnson. I mean, both of these cards are good. Henry Corral is coming back, fighting his 7th fight for Bellator. So I like both of these. I'm going to be at work tonight, so I can't watch the fights tonight, but we'll be doing a fight companion tomorrow. But with that being said, what are you guys' thoughts on this Heavyweight Grand Prix? What are you guys' prediction for the fights this weekend? And you can start it off, Infamous.
Yeah, I mean, I like what Bellator have done with oh yeah, go on. Okay, I'll go through. I like what Bellator have done. I mean, it's gonna probably be a shit show in the final, but they booked it for the semis. So yeah, for tonight's fight, I'm probably gonna go with Bader. I think like he's gonna be able to out wrestle Mitchell. And I know it is over 5 rounds, I believe the tournament is. So it's gonna be tough, and he needs to obviously avoid that right hand and obviously the power that obviously the natural heavyweight has. But I feel like he should be able to get the job done. And as for Fedor versus Sonnen, I mean, I have no prediction for this because it's such a weird fight. Like, it's something I've never really thought of before. Sonnen fighting Fedor at heavyweights. It's crazy. He looks a lot smaller when look with the face up. So
I don't know who mentioned it. It might have been on the Wildy show. But they said that Fedor or Chael Sonnen has now fought Jon Jones, Anderson Silva, and this will be Fedor. He's out here fighting goats. He's out here fighting goats.
Crazy. That's crazy as fuck, man.
Don't forget Bisping as well, man. He's got a nice
that guy got the fucking resume, man. Chael for all the shit people talk about Chael, look at his fucking resume.
Oh, he's got the old school style. He's down to get in there and fight. He's fighting Rampage. Fucking, you want to call Bisping a fucking goat? Rampage is much of a goat. I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's a legend too out here. So Chael Sonnen definitely out here fighting legends and still headlining out here fighting Fedor.
Wait,
This
can I ask
matchup,
you guys a
though.
question actually?
Go ahead. You
Yeah,
say you
wait,
have a
what do you guys
question?
think of Sonnen's like kind of yeah, what do you think of Sonnen's like sort of his kind of, what do I want to call it? Basically this thing he has going against Jon Jones in this whole USADA thing, because I feel like he does know what's going on, but I feel like he has a lot of residual against Jon Jones. I mean, I know they obviously fought against each other, but I feel like a lot of that's due to the fact that Jones stand down the initial fight and cancelled that entire card, and I feel like Sonnen kind of holds that over against him. So he talks about this whole story of, oh, if one guy doesn't show up to the fight, then he loses and all that kind of bullshit. But even though I like Sonnen, but do you feel like he has a little bit of an ulterior motive against Jon?
I
Yeah.
always thought it was like again, like because Jon never admitted to anything. Like Jon is always lying about all this shit, but Sonnen was a guy who like came forward and said like what he did about as far as like the performance enhancing drugs. I always felt like he had some resentment to Jones because Jones is a fucking sociopath basically.
I won't
So,
say
go
it's
ahead.
resentment, but I will say there's a little bit of bias I think he has. Because same thing here with his defense of McGregor. He makes a good point, but at the same time, I think he's kind of maybe poking the bear a little bit at the Russian fans who are pissed off at McGregor, and he's over here defending him even after the first punch and everything, and he's going to be fighting Fedor. So I think he might be a little biased at times, or whenever he's defending Colby Covington. Like, I think he makes good points with what he says, and he might be onto something, but I just think he's biased. And same with Jon Jones. He's fought him in the past. Jon Jones is looked at as the GOAT. I don't know if you guys listen to his podcast, but he used to have the co-host, and it's been a while, Joel, and he used to talk the way he talked about Anderson Silva one time. I just remember, like, Chael Sonnen, like, he was like, no, you're making a point, but I just felt like he's a little biased at times. I don't think Chael Sonnen gets the recognition he deserves, and maybe that's why, because like you guys talked about his resume, people don't ever talk about Chael Sonnen in any GOAT conversations. I don't know. He probably shouldn't be. He loses most of those big fights. But as far as the legendary status, Chael Sonnen is fucking up there. He did change the game, and before Conor McGregor came around, he did hold a lot of those records for selling the most pay-per-views and tickets and the live gate and all of that shit. So I think he might be a little biased toward Jon Jones, but I don't know if there's like an ulterior motive. He might just disagree. And also, by the way, he's Team Colby. Colby don't fuck with Jon Jones either. And Chael's a guy that in the past, he's one of the people that I heard the rumor from that, you know, Jon Jones was hiding under the octagon from USADA. So he's kind of dished out a little bit of dirt in the past. And it might have been a little fun, but if you recall Jon Jones in his interview recently he did with the Russian media, he was like, you know, Conor McGregor's great at trash talk, you know, yada, yada, yada. Chael Sonnen, I think he's the worst at it. Like he was talking about, you know, he threw some shots at Chael, and Chael responded with like 8 fucking tweets, you know, in epic Chael fashion. But yeah, those guys don't really like each other, so I think he's a little biased against Jon Jones.
Yeah, you know Colby used to be roommates with Jon Jones, right?
Yeah. You imagine how
so
fucking shit.
they have
That was probably a scummy
their own
ass
home.
fucking roommate situation. Go ahead, Arpit. Were you gonna say something,
Wait,
Arpit?
Arpe,
Oh, okay. I thought somebody was about to speak up. Okay,
What do you guys
well,
think of Jose Aldo wanting a rematch with Conor?
I think that would be a good fight too. I mean,
I feel
Conor McGregor.
like Conor's been talking about wanting to fight in Ireland. I feel like that's a perfect fight to go to and fight in Ireland.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good fight. I mean, I don't want to call Jose Aldo a warm-up fight, but it's a fight that I feel like
It's a
McGregor
great
has a
tune-up
better
fight.
chance. Yeah, a great tune-up fight. Now, Aldo looked really good. He just knocked out Jeremy Stevens, so it's not a fucking gimme fight. I think that's if Conor's looking for a tune-up fight instead of fighting a fucking, and I don't think Conor's looking for a tune-up fight. Shit, he wants to fight Khabib in a fucking rematch already.
Yeah, no.
So he'll probably want to fight. If not Khabib, you at least got to give him Diaz, I think. But maybe he will give Aldo a rematch, but that's not one he's really ever spoke about too much. Like, yeah, I'll rematch him one day. But with that being said, I want to get you guys' closing thoughts so I can make it to work on time. Infamous, we'll start with you. What are your closing thoughts? And then we'll go to you next, MMA Buds.
I just hope we get the matchups that the fight fans deserves, like Tony versus Khabib. He owes that to the fans. That shit was scheduled 4 times. You got motherfuckers paying for the pay-per-view, trying to see that shit. Still haven't seen it. And if he just leaves like this, it's some bullshit. So Tony time now. Fuck everybody else. I'm riding with Tony now.
Tony time. Let's go. That's how we'll end the show too. MMA Buds, what's up? Closing thoughts, brother. Thanks for coming on the show. And by the way, everybody, if you haven't yet, make sure you check out Infamous MMA on YouTube. He's got a channel now. He gives videos, give his thoughts on stuff. So make sure you check out Infamous MMA on YouTube. Subscribe to him, show him some love, as well as MMA Buds. MMA Buds, closing thoughts on today's show.
Man, I gotta second what Infamous said. You can't do anything but Tony. Tony has to be next. 11 fight win streak versus 11 fight win streak. Whoever wins this is the best lightweight of all time. There really is no discussion about it. That's what I would say. And as far as Bellator goes, man, I'm excited for both of these. Hopefully Roy Nelson doesn't try wrestling Sergey Karatanov, because I'm not excited to see that. Mitrione Bader, though, I got to roll with Bader. I think maybe he's going to be faster. But maybe I'm crazy, though. Maybe Mitrione, they get a double KO. I don't know. I can see that going so many ways. And then Fedor and Sonnen, this is one I'm having probably the toughest time with, man. I don't know. Should I stick with my boy from Oregon, Chael, or roll with the GOAT, Fedor? It's so hard to pick. Chael, if he doesn't get his takedowns, he gets so freaking unencouraged, which I don't love to see. But he's been practicing his jiu-jitsu, man. He doesn't just lay in your full guard anymore. He likes to try and advance. I like seeing that from Chael. I got to roll with Chael, I think, on this. And then, forward, what's your final thoughts, man?
Well, I just want to ask you a quick question on that. How would you take if Sonnen lost another championship final again? Because he's lost to, obviously, Anderson Silva.
This is a
lost to
semi-final.
Jones, and I think everybody believes that he's an underdog against. I mean, no, but then if he advances and then goes to the final again, he's going to be fighting for a world championship, which he's already lost twice before. He talks about this is his biggest regret. He said that he promised his father, before I retire, I promise I'm going to win a belt no matter what. And his father died, and that was his dying promise. So if he was to lose another title fight, I mean, that would be
I'm going for Chael because of that.
Yeah.
No, man, that's why I thought he was going to win that last title fight. I was like, damn, this is on the line. When I heard that, I told my father, before I died, I'm going to win a title.
Chael has, surprised me a lot in his belts. He's still getting better. That Rampage fight was really good. He boxed a Rampage a little bit. He showed some better striking.
But in the final, he's going to be like a plus 300 underdog against whoever he faces, because there's just going to be someone bigger. And, I mean, on paper, so much better, especially Bader. So it's going to be tough, man.
I hope he gets it done.
All right, well, I want to say,
I hope so too, man.
I did a long time ago the heavyweight bracket Grand Prix predictions, and first round I aced it. Here on my brackets, it's been so long. I picked Chael Sonnen and Bader to advance, but I'm not gonna lie, man. I want Fedor to advance because I like the sound of Fedor versus Bader, or Fedor versus Bader. Fedor versus Bader. No, but with that being said, I'm looking forward to both of these cards, man. And as far as my predictions, I think Bader, he's going to be a tough matchup for Mitrione. Both of Mitrione's toughest fights in Bellator so far, that he almost lost. He knocked out Fedor, but it was a double knockdown, and it was really ultimately who got up first. And
that was crazy.
He almost lost that fight. And Roy Nelson, he was in a fucking crucifix getting pounded on. The ref almost had to stop the fight, and ultimately he came back and won that decision. But so I think I'll predict Bader to win that one. I'm pretty comfortable with that prediction. But I'm with MMA Buds here. This one for me is almost a toss-up. Fedor, both of these guys have only fought 3. I think Fedor's fought 4 times. Chael's fought 3 times. You know, they were both inactive for a while, but in the last couple of years, they both haven't fought too much. You know, they haven't been the most active ever, but you can imagine because they're fucking veterans, of course. But this fight, though, Fedor, when you look at his resume, he hasn't really fought a lot of high-level wrestlers like Chael Sonnen. And also, Chael Sonnen is, just because Fedor's a heavyweight and Chael's a former middleweight, if you looked at the weigh-ins or the stare-downs for this fight, Chael almost looks bigger than Fedor. He actually is a little taller. And now Chael made a point. He sold the fight a little himself. He said a shorter guy is going to make it harder to get in there and shoot for takedowns on. But that's Chael just giving his opponent a little bit of credit. I mean, but Chael does have a little bit of a size advantage, and that's why I think this is almost a toss-up. The thing is, we saw Chael Sonnen rocked in his was it his last fight or the fight before? He got dropped.
It was a Vanderlei.
The Vanderlei fight. Yeah, Vanderlei. Yeah, it wasn't against Rampage. Against Vanderlei, man, he got fucking dropped. Fedor could for sure. We seen him drop Mitrione. If he lands on Chael, he can go to sleep. This is almost a toss-up for me, man. I'm super looking forward to tomorrow's Fedor versus Sonnen matchup. But the whole card, though, Bellator's doing a great job. The doubleheader here, they just announced the doubleheader for Hawaii. Chandler versus Primus is happening the day before the Elimele McFarlane event. So Bellator's doing a great job. Other than that, man, yeah, it's Tony time, bitches. I want to see. I don't give a fuck what y'all are talking about. I hear you. McGregor's not going to be a co-main event to anybody, but fuck what you're talking about. You got to put your ego in check. You just got your ass kicked. You just got dropped. You just got fucking dropped by Khabib, not in the 4th round after you were dog tired in the fucking 2nd round. I don't want to hear that shit. Co-main event, you're getting pay-per-view points. Maybe he won't do it, but all I'm saying is, God, that would be a crazy pay-per-view. Khabib versus Ferguson. And by the way, you might fuck around and still be the main event. And nobody protected from injury, and that fight seems to be fucking cursed, Khabib versus Ferguson. So if one of them falls out, you know McGregor will take the fight on short notice against Ferguson or Khabib. So I love it. And if no one falls out, you get McGregor versus Diaz on the co-main. I would love to see that card. But yeah, maybe you want to spread it out, separate pay-per-views. I hear you guys on that, but that would be fucking epic. With that being said, thank you guys for joining the panel. Make sure you guys subscribe to MMA Buds on YouTube as well as Infamous MMA. Salute to you guys. Thanks for joining the panel. Also, thanks to Arpit and everybody else in the live chat. Almighty Khan, Coco Butt, Benji, Pinhead, everybody else. We're going to play Tony time, and then I'm going to head out to work. So thank you guys for joining the panel, and I'll see you guys next panel, maybe this Sunday.
Later, fam.
Late. All right, guys, so salute to the panel. With that being said, take that off the screen. We're going to play Tony Time, Full-Time Family, and we're going to close the show.
Yeah, they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me.
Yeah.
It's Tony time, bitch, I don't care who's fucking with me. Staying away from tiramisu's a struggle for Khabib. You don't wanna fight, you wanna cuddle with me. My elbows are knives and I'ma cut you with these. I don't really give a fuck who's with me. If this fat fuck will make weights a big mystery. If you were smart, then you would probably pick me to submit Khabib at UFC 223. To submit Pettis at UFC 229. Tony time. Tony time. I knock out, sometimes I choke. I might be the lightweight GOAT. If my leg didn't get broke, would've probably beat Khabib. Then moved up and fought with Lee. Either wait for GSP. You don't wanna mess with me. Tony time. Tony time. I knock out some